you team green or team black?
Oh my god.
Oh, don't do it.
Say it.
I'm sorry.
Don't do it.
I'm so sorry.
It was going so well.
But after this, I might change my mind.
Yeah,
Who knows?
wait till
Just
season
because you were
2.
too nice. Hola amigos de Warner Channel, yo soy Gaby Cam y en esta ocasión estamos invitados a un festín muy especial porque el elenco de la Casa del Dragón visitó la Ciudad de México para cerrar la primera edición de CCXP 2024. Nosotros tuvimos la oportunidad de conversar con ellos previo a su presentación.
¡Viva México! ¡Hola! ¡Viva México!
Un fuerte aplauso a los dos consejos. La nueva temporada nos traerá batallas épicas en dragones. Ambas casas Targaryen se enfrentarán por el poder sobre Westeros. Por un lado está Rhaenys Targaryen, líder del equipo negro, quien defenderá su derecho a ser reina del cual ha sido despojada.
I mean to fight this war and win it.
De su lado está la familia Velaryon, dueña de la flota más poderosa de los mares, y tuvimos la oportunidad de platicar con Eve Best y Steve Toussaint, quienes dan vida a Rhaenys Targaryen y Lord Corlys para averiguar cómo es que su alianza con Rhaenyra le puede ayudar a ganar la guerra por venir.
I love how Rhaenys has so many doubts about Rhaenyra, and still she chose to support her. Have you come to understand her motives and why she behaves the way she behaves?
The relationship with Rhaenyra has always been a complicated one. There's a conversation that they have never had, which is about what happened to her son. And in Rhaenys' heart, irrespective of everything else that goes on, there's still that question mark of, you know, what happened actually? And in fact, is Rhaenyra the reason that her son is dead, as she thinks?
Rhaenyra's supporters will believe what they wish, but Viserys wanted Aegon to succeed him.
El equipo verde, liderado por Alicent Hightower y sus hijos Aegon y Aemond Targaryen, están listos para pelear por el trono que les pertenece y el cual han tomado tras la muerte de Viserys. Aegon y Aemond son un dúo muy poderoso también en la Casa del Dragón, y conversamos con ellos, Ewan Mitchell y Tom Glynn-Carney, para descubrir más sobre los motivos que mueven a sus personajes y los convierten en unos de los villanos más interesantes del mundo de Juego de Tronos.
We're nice people, really.
Oh, I can tell, but you're great actors. You probably heard this, but I think Aegon doesn't seem the finest person to be king. You haven't proved me wrong, I hope you do, but do you think there's something about him that could actually make him a good king?
Good question. Stagnant pause. I like to think that there's potential in Aegon. We will find out whether season 2 gives us that or not. But when you take on any character, you need to love them. You can't be judgmental. You can't find things to dislike about them. You can find things you disagree with as separate actor to character, but you can't be judgmental. So I love Aegon, and I think he, given the time, given the nurturing, given the guidance, and finding some sort of inner peace would definitely aid him in his journey to be a good king.
Fuck dignity. I want revenge.
Aemond lost an eye, but he got a dragon. What is it that he's gonna get this season? And do you feel like there are any benefits being the king's brother?
Aemond's the spare. He's the expendable one. It's the duty of the second son to fight the war, and you're either with us or you're against us. But I think Aemond, he holds a lot of the adults accountable that were there in that room the day that Aemond had his eye carved out. You know, what could have been resolved with simple words of apology was left to go, you know, unresolved. And Aemond forgives, but he does not forget. And season 2, he's going to come for those same adults, you know.
Do you think he would have forgiven him if he'd said sorry?
I think he did. I think he did forgive him in a way, but he just didn't forgive the fact that Luke got away with it. The fact that, you know, something like that was allowed to happen. And all these adults standing around a young Aemond. I mean, that poor 10-year-old kid, how abandoned must he have felt? Yeah. It was only his mother that was, you know, looking out for him. And Aemond remembers that, and he remembers the faces that.
My uncle is a challenge I welcome.
if he dares face me.
Do you ever kind of like have second thoughts of whether or not you're in the right side of this story?
I think from a detached point of view, as a viewer, maybe look, it's all a mess, isn't it? It's all a mess. No one's doing anything by the book. Yep. It's all improvisation. It's all kind of guesswork, really. And I think that's the desperation of season 2. We see these characters, we see the stakes raise, we see the desperation in these attempts to claw back any form of control or power. Everything's a little bit more frantic, and there's way more at stake this time. So I don't know if we're on the right side.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Hold to your courage for the one true King Aegon!
When the desire to kill and burn takes hold and reason is forgotten, we will not even remember what began the war in the first place.
We fight for our queen!
Steve, Corlys is such a powerful character despite his lack of a dragon, and that's something I love about him. Why is he such an important ally in the upcoming war?
On the most basic level, he has the navy. He has the best navy. He's of the people that you meet around the realm, he's the only one who's actually seen warfare, who knows what it's actually like to be in battle. And I think he's, despite the fact that he doesn't really have much time for politics, he's actually quite good at it, quite smart, and smart enough to listen to his wife.
Okay, yeah.
Very smart guy.
Yeah, that's a great quality to have, definitely. So everyone watching, you should totally take this advice.
You must crush this beast at its head.
What do you consider to be the greatest weakness of the High Towers, and what other people should be afraid of from this house?
The weakness of the High Towers.
We have no weakness. Yeah.
I don't define myself as a High Tower.
No, I think
I'm a Targaryen.
Aemond's blood of the dragon through and through, for sure.
But the weakness of the Greens, I'd say probably their own disagreements internally, their own fractured family dynamic. No one particularly trusts anyone fully. I feel like maybe the Blacks have more of a cohesion and kind of a little bit more of a machine that works, and the cogs are more aligned, you know.
To war, then.
We've got Vhagar, you know, the oldest, baddest dragon in the known world.
I'm kind of scared of being in this room after hearing all these answers. Really? I'm like, should I leave?
We're nice people here.
What do you consider to be the greatest weakness of the Targaryen?
The greatest weakness.
What about the Targaryen should worry the High Towers?
Daemon is both a weakness and a strength.
He's a loose cannon.
Yeah, you can't rely on him to have like sort of team discipline. He's just going to go his own way. So in terms of a weakness, that's the major one, I think. But at the same time, his unpredictability and the fact that he doesn't really care, it makes him a very worthy adversary. So I think that's a reason for that. And also the fact that, you know, we're just smarter than the High Towers.
Hell yeah, you are. And I want to think better people.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you?
Better people, yes, certainly, and more. I don't know. I think those High Towers are just a devious lot, untrustworthy.
Yeah,
Don't you think?
they're like a mutant breed.
Squirmy. I mean,
I love that.
You know, I mean, to be fair, I think the Targaryens are pretty unhinged as well, really.
Yeah, but they're lucky. They've got us.
I did not think they would be so eager to die.
Amigos, la verdad es que estoy muy emocionada de ver la nueva temporada de La Casa del Dragón porque lo tiene todo. Batallas épicas, drama al 100, grandes actuaciones y muchos dragones. No se pierdan el gran estreno de La Casa del Dragón este 16 de junio por Max. Y si quieren tener más detalles acerca de nuestros estrenos, no olviden seguirnos en las redes sociales de Warner Channel para estar al tanto de todo lo que viene próximamente. Yo soy Gaby Cam y esto fue Inside Warner, La Casa del Dragón.